The next part that we're going to talk about is educators' confessionals. So there are different Facebook groups that are out here where educators post anonymously on the things that are going on. And I'm glad that there are spaces for that. There are some things that I saw that I want to highlight because I'm going back to the fact that one, educators, we need to make sure that we're reading our teacher's contract so that you can be empowered to know what is your responsibility and what is not your responsibility so that you can make an informed decision. Some people say, no pay, no way. And that's funny to me. But as someone who's been in the classroom and who has taken more duties than I should have, I am warning every educator and support professional out there to make sure that you are very well aware of your contract and what is required and what is not. So, this is the first confessional. So, this was published on August the 5th, okay? And it says, can a school have a specific dress code? Apparently, this school has a handbook that says that they cannot wear jeans. And if they wear jeans any other day besides Friday, they will be marked on their evaluation on professionalism. Teachers already have a hard time. They have a hard time. And then we have schools that create their own rules and policies that are not in alignment. The answer to this is no. A school cannot have their own dress code and mark you against it. The union fought really, really hard for this. And you can wear jeans every day if you want to. And there was a conversation about professionalism in jeans. And that really was interesting to me because I have seen professionals wear jeans. And so there's a lot of programming that needs to be looked into with that on what is professional and not professional and taking your bias out of it. But I wanted to highlight this particular confessional because there is a trend where different schools are doing different things. And if a person is not conforming to what the school is trying to do, then they are deemed a problem and they will be marked as such on their evaluation, and that is retaliatory in nature. The next confessional, it says that the administrator says that they can't take their third grade students to recess because of low reading scores. And I sat there and was like, interesting that this administrator is not trying to follow Florida law and Florida statute that require students to get 20 minutes every day. So I'm posting these confessionals because I'm opening my inbox back because it's time to snitch on these administrators and these district leaders that are creating these rules and obstacles when it's already hard enough. It is already hard enough. And I haven't had experience of being in the classroom when COVID hit. But I know that the conditions got worse after that. So I can't speak from that experience, but I do have people that I love that are in the classroom that tell me their experience and tell me how harmful it is to be in a school climate and culture where you have the principal and the assistant principals that want to make up rules as they go. And that's a problem. And it is time that we hold these folks accountable, that we have these conversations, and that we are understanding that the education system is already hard enough. And we're already seeing the things that are happening with federal funds. We're seeing the things that are happening with budget. Again, Florida is 50th in teacher pay. We don't need to make this harder. We don't. So I'm advocating that we snitch. And if you don't want to snitch and say nothing, like I said, send me the receipt and I'll say it. Slide in my inbox, email me, send me the receipt. And I have no problem snitching because enough is enough. I am absolutely tired of seeing our educators, one, not being paid properly, two, being treated like crap, and then three, have all of this selective rules that is not for the benefit of the children. The children. And I'm wondering if anyone else is dealing with some of these obstacles that I'm highlighting in these educational confessionals, and wondering if you want to submit one too. My inbox is open for you. Okay. The next one. This was a comment that I want to read verbatim, and this was published on the 4th of August. This confessional said, I believe it's time the school district takes a serious look into the claims and reports submitted by employees regarding their administration. Lately, it has been a shit show in HCPS. We are seeing retaliation from principals towards staff who speak up, administrators being suspended for failing to fulfill their responsibilities, and a toxic environment where teachers and support staff feel targeted by simply exercising their rights and contacting the union. At this point, one has to wonder who's generating more negative headlines? School administrators who are getting suspended, fired, or arrested, or the employee who is seeking the district for support? The district must do better. Leadership should foster a culture of accountability, transparency, and support, not fear or dysfunction. For those of you that know my story, I shared the conditions of what I experienced and I was retaliated against. And not just by the school district. The Hillsborough branch of the NAACP requested my personnel file, and my personnel file that had my driver's license, my I-9, my social security card. Thankfully, some of the details in that were redacted, but because an officer of the Hillsborough NAACP requested my records and the district gave it to them, that information was published on a fake Facebook page that is still active today, folks. The page is still active today, talking about people and talking about things that are happening in Tampa. When I tell you retaliation is real, and I can understand this comment, and I just want to highlight that for those educators that are out there that want a voice, that want to hold people accountable, the time is now. And Teaching for the Culture is here. We are back. There was a lot of fights that we had to do to protect our intellectual property, which I can't wait to update y'all more about that process and that journey. But for today, right now, I just want to uplift our educators and our support staff that are working every single day to protect our children and to educate our children. I thank you. I thank you for your service. I thank you for all that you do.